Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Vicky.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
We're making almond flour pumpkin muffins. Okay, so to make these almond flour pumpkin muffins, you obviously need almond flour. You can get the bleached almond flour, so they come out a little lighter looking. Mine are going to be kind of dark. I'm going to use vanilla extract, nutmeg, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, baking soda, kosher salt, pumpkin, maple syrup, eggs, and I'm also going to have chocolate chips, but you can add in whatever you'd like. Let's get started. So I've pre-measured out all of my spices and dry ingredients, and here's the almond flour. So I'm going to add in all my dry ingredients to the almond flour and just mix it up.
What is all that again?
So I put cinnamon and nutmeg.
Right.
Here's the kosher salt, the baking soda, ground cloves.
Yeah, now all these flavors do go good together. She made this.
It's basically a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, she made this earlier, and it was actually very good. I was, because I'm always skeptical about like these new recipes Vix tries, and I'm like, yeah, gluten-free. What else is it?
It's gluten-free, dairy-free if you don't use the chocolate chips, and it's low-carb.
Yeah, so that's good. So that's a nice thing.
Okay, so now we're going to do the wet ingredients, which are going to be 4 eggs, and some pumpkin, and some vanilla, and maple syrup.
Yeah, so this recipe is pretty cool.
It's nice and moist.
Yeah, these cupcakes come out really good. They're a good breakfast cupcake too.
Yep, they're a muffin.
They're not too sweet either, which is nice.
And they don't taste too much like pumpkin either.
Yeah, well then what, yeah. Well, they're pretty good. They're good. I was going to say they don't taste too much like pumpkin. I was going to say that's one of the majority flavors coming out of it. And a lot of the sugar that you're getting out of it is really more of from the maple syrup. So it's not like super sweet. Like I said, they can be a breakfast muffin for sure.
Okay, now I'm going to add in the vanilla, and then the pumpkin, and then the maple syrup. And then we'll stir it together and you'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, so where did you end up learning this recipe or hearing about it? Or?
So I've been going to the gym a lot more now. So some people I met in the gym were recommending recipes, and this happened to be one of them that was a nice breakfast.
Yeah, it was a nice fall flavor too. So what Vic's doing here is she's using
canned pumpkin.
She's using canned pumpkin. She's not using pumpkin pie filling.
Yes.
No.
The can should just say pumpkin only. That should be the only ingredient. I'm using 3/4 of a cup.
Yeah.
And try not to overfill it too much, because then you'll have too much pumpkin in the recipe.
If you have a little more pumpkin, then no problem. Pumpkin's good. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of leftover pumpkin and make more batches. So how many muffins does this usually make?
It makes anywhere from 10 to 12. I've always gotten 12 out of mine, even though when I originally started the recipe, it said, oh, just do 10 cups.
Yeah. So yeah, you could double this recipe and make 24 if you'd like.
And you could freeze it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time for the maple syrup to sweeten this up. It's just 1/3 of a cup, so it's not really that much.
Yeah. Yeah, and you didn't put any sugar in the dry mix, so you're good. And that's pretty much it. We're going to have to get some more
maple syrup. So we can make this again.
Yeah. Yeah, this has got a nice pumpkin flavor to it. I really liked it the time that she made it. You do have to let it cool when you cook it, because we wanted to eat it like right away, because it's got all these great fall smells.
Yes, it smells delicious.
Yes, you got your clove, you got your cinnamon, you got your nutmeg. Those are all really nice warm flavors.
All right, so now I'm gonna start mixing it, and you'll see that at first it doesn't mix very well together, but just keep going and it will all mix in.
Yeah, you could even use a whisk at this point if you wanted as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to not make too many dirty dishes.
Yeah.
It only takes a couple minutes, not even a couple more seconds of stirring.
Yeah. One other thing you want to do before you get everything all situated is you want to get your oven to 350 degrees.
And choose your favorite cupcake liners.
Right. Well, we'll show you when we fill it.
Okay,
So you got your.
This is good. It's pretty incorporated. So now I'm going to add in my dry ingredients to my wet. I'm just going to dump them all in. And I'm folding it in so that way it doesn't make a huge mess.
Yeah.
Because this is not anything you have to be like super careful with.
Yeah.
Like really gentle.
Yeah, I like using almond flour sometimes for making cookies. I'm not a huge change up the flour recipe, guy, but this is actually really good. This recipe.
So mine looks really dark now because I used the whole almond flour, not the bleached. So that's why it looks quite dark, but it actually bakes really nice. And I'm going to be using about half a cup of mini chocolate chips. You can do nuts, you can do dried cranberries, you can do pumpkin seeds. And then if you'd like anything you'd like to add in your muffin, you can put. So putting in the chocolate doesn't make it dairy free anymore, but if you add a nut, it will be dairy free. Okay, so I have half a cup of the chocolate chips. I'm going to add in just part of it. That way I can see how much is in the mixture, and if I want to add more, I will add more if I don't like the ratio. So it looks a little like it's not quite the way I want it, so I'm going to add the rest of the chocolate chips.
Yeah, it is good.
A little chocolate never hurt anybody.
Right. It is good to, try to look for more healthier options of things. So this is actually a really nice recipe.
Yeah, it's a nice way to, because I enjoy my carbs. So it's a nice way to still have like that muffin and something with a lower carb option. So
right.
This is good. Looks like a good ratio of mix and chocolate chips. So I'm gonna get my pan lined and we're gonna put them in the cupcake pan. Okay, so I've lined our cupcake tin and I've used pumpkin cupcake liners.
Those are cute.
They're cute, they're fall, and it also means there's pumpkin in it.
Yeah. So if anybody's like, is there pumpkin in it? Look at the liner.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my spoon and evenly distribute it into the cupcakes pans. Okay, so here they are all nice and filled. I just flattened them up or like spread them out evenly with the back of the spoon that I was using. So that way they're not too lopsided. So now we're gonna put them in the 350 degree oven for about 22 to 24 minutes. Okay, it's been 22 minutes. I stuck a toothpick in one of the middle muffins and it came out dry, so they are done. They look gorgeous. We're gonna let them cool down on this rack in the pan, and then I'm going to take them out of the pan and let them cool further, and then we'll eat them.
Yeah. All right, here's our muffins here. Look at them. They got the nice little pumpkin thing so people can tell. And so let's open it up. This is always the tricky part because you're trying to do it where you're not losing a lot of that muffin.
They're very moist inside. They are really good. They're dense and very flavorful. So a lot of it does tend to stick to the paper.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can take a spoon and scrape it.
Yeah, see, and then let's split it in half because you're going to have some. I'm going to have some because I don't like eating by myself. Ready? Yeah, look at the inside here. Looks good.
Really good.
It tastes a lot of chocolate. Get that pumpkin. Get that almond.
Those nice
the almond flour.
Spices. The cinnamon, nutmeg.
Yeah, cinnamon and nutmeg, clove really bring out the warmth. They're called warm spices. And it's really good. Reminds me of fall. It's a nice little treat in the morning, or just something to eat.
Or a snack.
That's pretty healthy for the most part, as a snack. So yeah, it's been really good. Nice job, Beck.
Thanks.
So I've been Pete, your Kenshin1913, along with
Vicky.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
And as our mom says, enjoy and happy eating.